declassified military document is now making rounds again. A declassified U.S. Army intelligence report found evidence that the human soul exists eternally and that memories are retained through a soul's different lives. Folks, this is a U.S. Army study that's been declassified. Let me show you this. Daily Mail said this. It said a study conducted by U.S. Army intelligence has suggested that reincarnation is real because consciousness never dies. Entitled Analysis and Assessment of the Gateway Process, the 29-page report was drafted by U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Wayne M. McDonnell in 1983. It was declassified by the CIA in 2003. It notes the mind-bending official Pentagon study, this is an official military report, was commissioned to better understand what its Army intel colleagues were doing, sending personnel to a small institute in Charlottesville, Virginia, that was working on the, quote, Gateway Experience, a big project they had. And they said when consciousness returns to the absolute, Monroe jargon for a realm outside of space-time, it brings with it all the memories it has accumulated through experience in reality. As he distilled, it says the Institute's finding that memories pass on from life to life via reincarnation. Now it notes in terms of why they say reincarnation and not just the eternity of the soul. They say that many of the cases involved children under the age of 5 who claim to remember memories from a previous life that they claim to have lived. Now, on this note, there are actually some big troves of studies like this from the military and CIA that they've done over the years that have been declassified. They're pretty out there. It's interesting. Look, take this as you will, of course. I know a lot of religions don't have reincarnation in their beliefs. This was even part of a big debate in Christianity up until about the mid-500 AD. Again, the idea of reincarnation was removed from the Christian religion during the Fifth Council of Nicaea. There were some arguments it was part of it prior to that. It's also been told by, I've personally been told by ultra-Orthodox Jews that they still believe in reincarnation as part of the Torah, which would be the Old Testament of the Bible. But of course, given that it's religious, I think most people have their own understandings of these things. Personally, I do find it interesting, though, that the U.S. Army may have found evidence of the existence of the human soul. I find that especially interesting. But again, some of these documents are pretty outlandish. It's incredible some of the research they've been doing with these organizations. Now, look, in other news, though,